Oh dear, we're already getting into that. She denies the truth of the Shadow's creation. With this, the Shadow's face twists into an evil rapture.
Finally! You finally said it! Now, I can be myself! Yes! The power!
I believe we saw this with one of the other storylines. And I said, oh my god, what the heck is that? I hoped I could save her before it got to this point, but that may have been impossible anyway. It's difficult enough to confront the truth, and in her case it was accomplished by revealing the true form she'd been so desperate to hide. She is a machine, and she found a source of form painful acts that most likely no one could ever comprehend. The truth is, she wasn't avoiding just was part of her personality, but her actual body itself. Can't imagine the shock she's experiencing. But now that the reality she's been built for herself has crumbled, I'll have to help her. She may be a machine, but she has a heart. Labrys has denied her past when she was forced to fight and kill her friends, and her pain comes out in a long echoing scream. All you've missed so far, Christian, was me starting and Labrys saying you're not me, and then Shadow Labrys turned into a monster. What has to be done to a heart to cause such terrible screams? There's only one thing we can do. Ooh, I get a choice. Well, I'm going to accept who you truly are. I'm gonna put this bookmark there. That's right, that's like after the choice. That's the worst place to put a bookmark. Didn't I just fight Shadow Labrys? I think I did. Pretty sure I did anyway. Yuck. Pain is painful. That's why I was asking if I wanted to save, because there was a fight coming up. I did not pick up on that. Sound shouldn't be doubling up. Certainly hope not, anyway. Okay, good. I was going to say, they sure shouldn't be. The power that Labrys' shadow gathered dissipates. It's over. It's not over. All that's left is for Labrys to accept the darkness within her. But will she truly be able to do it? I turn around, but Labrys hasn't moved a muscle. She'd been avoiding having to watch the battle just now as well. What more can I do for her? The moment I call to her...
There they are! Yukon! Labrys!
Sister, Narukami-san.
Chi and Aiga-san, and not just them. Yukiko and Yosuke are here too. And there are even more surprises.
Man, as soon as that invisible wall thing disappeared, I knew you did it!
Mm-hmm.
Wow, they got here fast.
Along the way, she told us about Labrys and everything.
A little late, wasn't it? If someone told me what was going on from the start, I would have...
You fell into the TV when you were half asleep! For crying out loud, you really know how to blow it when it counts.
Hey! What'd you go and tell them for?
I don't think this is the time
Oh no,
for
this
that.
is blind. I'm recording right now.
Naoto? Yeah, we were surprised too. The job she was on turned out to be related to all this.
I'm sorry, Ensimus. Kanji, who'd been missing before we went inside the TV, and the real Teddy are here. There's even Naoto, who wasn't supposed to have been able to come to Inaba. Looks like the whole investigation team brought back together, and I just didn't know it. Everyone said that Rise had told them pretty much what had happened, what was going on. Their smiles are encouraging. I turned to speak to Labrys, who has been silent all this time.
These are my friends. We've all faced our weaknesses at one time or another.
Labrys
Your
finally
weaknesses.
responds.
You've all faced your shadows?
You hasn't! Everyone gathered around Labrys. Labrys tries to shrink away nervously, but Rise is behind her and won't let her retreat.
Sheesh, enough doom and gloom. If you don't hurry and accept her, she'll get all lonely. But I'm a weapon who didn't want to fight. And I dragged you all into this.
You're still hung up on that? It's over already, dummy.
Your jumping skills were amazing, but you're surprisingly sensitive, aren't you?
What does that have to do with her jumping skills?
I was wondering that too.
You're really cute, Labby-chan. You're so meta-luring.
Are you all listening to me? Labrys needs to face her shadow now, and...
This was going well at first, but now everyone's talking about different things and we're completely off topic. Of course, that's not unusual with all of us. I have to laugh, but I apologize to Labrys that things didn't quite wrap up as I'd hoped. Labrys looks back at me with a blank expression. Can't she tell that we're not treating her any differently? I turn towards Aigis-san, and she meets my gaze. I forget, did you know Aigis? She nods silently and stands for Labrys. She seems slightly nervous.
Nice to meet you, Labrys. Or rather, sister. I am Aigis, the 7th generation anti-shadow suppression weapon. I am your successor.
Labrys jerks and looks at Aigis-san. At the same instant, Yukiko gasps in surprise.
What? Excuse me, but you're... I mean, are you also...
Yes, I too am a robot.
It just occurred to you now?
Weren't you with her all this time, Yukiko? We didn't notice something like that. That's so like you. Move away a little bit. It's picking up a little bit too much. Ghost? I'd check and make sure you don't have another browser open. Because it sure sounds like that maybe you've got another one minimized somewhere. I don't know. Try rebooting, but if it's doubling up and you closing the browser, it's doubling up because you're logged into it twice or something. That's really strange. For those of you that may be watching on YouTube later, Ghost is hearing the stream twice, except if he closes his browser, he's hearing it once, even without being open. So, either I'm haunting him, or he's got something else open. Once again, everyone looks towards Aigis-san and Labrys, the non-human sisters. Now I see them standing together, there is something of a family resemblance. Maybe I've been wrong this whole time. If Labrys is Aigis-san's older sister, should I be calling her Labrys-san? I guess that doesn't matter.
My mission to retrieve you has brought me here. My colleagues are waiting for you. Are they gonna lock me up again? Well, considering all I did, of course they will.
Labrys' expression darkens. Yeah, where's Mitsuru? I hadn't thought about it, but Labrys and Aigis-san are treated as weapons. It's no surprise there'd be measures to keep them in check. But Labrys shouldn't have to just accept it. If she's truly going to get locked up. I made up my mind to wait for what Aigis-san has to say next.
We can discuss that later. Right now, there is an important task you must carry out. I gotta do this, huh?
Aigis-san quietly points to the shadow that had remained still while we've been talking. Labrys looks at the shadow and then looks away and casts her eyes to the ground again. I see. So now I'm gonna have to
It's okay.
act.
We're all right here with you.
I indicate my friends that have gathered around her. I've been forced to fight against my friends just as Labrys had in the past. But I've been able to endure the suffering that Labrys had not. Of course, I hadn't been forced to fight to the death. But the biggest difference between Labrys and me is that I wasn't alone. What if I had been alone in this place? Well, if you had been alone in this place, then you probably couldn't be fighting your friends now, could you? What if everyone else had forgotten about me and I'd have to fight all alone? Just the thought of that. Labrys had been forced to endure that pain. She must have thought there was no escaping it. But she'll be alright now. We're not going to reject her. It doesn't matter if she's a machine. She's not alone anymore. Labrys slowly looks around all the faces, searching each one for confirmation. Finally, she looks back at me and nods. Labrys then walks over to face her shadow. When she walks, she no longer seems to be bound by her fear. She looks down at herself. Down at the mechanical body that she had become convinced herself she didn't have.
That's right. You're me.
Labrys and her shadow turned to face one another and stared in each other's eyes. She can't avoid
You're the
looking
way
at
I
shadow
was
now.
on the inside, screaming to be understood. The pain wanting to be known. You're all I couldn't say. You were always inside me. You're me. A machine with a heart. I'm sorry I ignored you all this time. I was the one who left you all alone. No, you are me, after all.
Wait, what was that?
This is my persona.
That's really weird. I don't know why it's laggy. Because whenever I look at it, it looks fine. Labrys accepted the distance of her shadow and obtained a persona. It's finally over. We take Labrys with us and follow Teddy and Rise to the school's rooftop, where they say it's connected to the TV and Junes. And no, I'm sorry, it is very, very much not over, guys. There still isn't, we don't know who threw her in here. So we know someone threw her in here. The invisible walls are gone. Perhaps there were walls like that whenever she came from, and that she drew on that, making it this place. But I have a feeling she's really free from those. As if in confirmation, Labrys is slowly warming up to us, smiling more and responding to us when we start talking to her. When we reach the rooftop, we're surprised to see the TV world has regained its studio-like appearance we were accustomed to. However, there's two
Mitsuru-san,
for us.
Akihiko-san.
These people are overwhelmingly intense presences, but thankfully they don't seem to be enemies. The moment we see them, we tense up, but after Aiga-san calls out in recognition, we learn that they're her
I'm
friends.
Mitsuru Kirijo, Labrys' handler.
A bodysuit like that is something out of a movie. With fur coat top, it's a look that doesn't really work. But her name immediately reminds me of something. The Kirijo group. And if she has the same name, she must be quite an influential person in it. Research organization developed Labrys and Aiga-san.
I'm Akihiko Sanada. Sorry for all this trouble.
The man with the red cape appears to be quite comfortable with Mitsuru-san and Aiga-san. He's been helping them fight shadows for some time. There's a reason people like shadow extermination squads have to dress like crazy people.
So, what's going to happen to Labrys now?
Before we fully introduce each other, Yosuke asks Mitsuru-san what I've been wondering myself. I know all of us must have been worried about this, but I was waiting for a good moment to bring that up. Even Yosuke seems to have realized how out of line his question is, and he shrinks back sheepishly, as if regretting having asked the question. I know why Yosuke is worried, but what does he keep stepping on landmines like this? Well, if he's already stepped on it, we may as well wait for the smoke to clear to see if there's an answer.
Well, you deserve to know. We were thinking of sealing her away again.
They were thinking? Did someone change their minds? Mitsuru-san turns to Labrys. There's a smile on her face, but does she smile for the reason
But
that we
our
hope she
report
is?
from Aiga says that thanks to you, Labrys has acquired a persona. She's hardly a rogue test unit anymore. Besides, she has a heart. We would never treat anyone with a heart so poorly.
Yeah, we did it!
Thank goodness! I'm so happy for you, Labrys!
My friends roar in excitement. Labrys looks around at us all in bewilderment before saying anything. Even though we only knew her for a very short time, we've already come to accept her as a friend. Mitsuru's words come as a great relief, so I've been worried that she might lock me up too.
Good job, guys. Let me say thanks.
He speaks without any hint of concern, but I see a touch of gratitude in Akihiko-san's eyes. He certainly looks, how can I put it, bold, but he must be an honest and upright person. I guess I could call him stoic, but there's a distinct brusqueness to him. There's no way that people so considerate would neglect the goodness of Labrys' heart. It seems that Labrys can't believe everything she's hearing. She turns from Akihiko back to Mitsuru-san.
Not gonna lock me up again? No fooling?
We only seal away objects. If I did that to you, knowing you have a heart, I'd be no different from the Kirijo Corporation of old. Labrys, you've been blessed with good friends.
Labrys looks stunned for a moment, then scrunches her face as if about to cry, then her face lights up with a brilliant smile. Who would think that anyone capable of making these expressions was just a machine? I found myself almost moved to tears as well. We're about to leap forward and congratulate Labrys once again when Labrys' head drops suddenly like a puppet whose strings have been severed. I'm about to rush over to see what the matter is when I see Akihiko take a fighting stance and I realize this is no ordinary matter. Suddenly, a bizarre voice emanates from Labrys.
It's not over yet.
That isn't Labrys' voice, and oh god, it's the freaking Persona 4 final boss music. Oh, good job, Ghost. Awesome. This abnormality seems to have made Mitsuru-san come to a realization.
What? It's the same communication system as ours.
Everyone, step away from Labrys!
Mitsuru-san and Akihiko-san rapidly shout instructions to us. We all spread out and watch Labrys.
I cannot gain access. She is being hacked. It isn't coming from inside this facility. The signal originates elsewhere.
Facility? Wow.
You mean outside the TV?
Outside the TV? That's right. I cursed myself for having forgotten what I was supposed to have been the cause of all this. All this is going on because Labrys had somehow been placed into a TV. So there has to be someone outside who threw her in here. Same person who stole Labrys from the Kirijo group, then threw her into a TV, and is now taking direct control of her.
This is just a little extra resistance. Now, entertain me.
The nonchalant voice fills with malice. With a dazed look in her eye, Labrys looks up and dashes forward. She's fast! I barely dodge her exit time, surprised to look at Labrys once more. Her eyes are blank, as if she wasn't looking at anything. Those eyes were once filled with strength and responsibility, and awareness of duty. Her face had once been filled with sorrow and her pitiful past, and she'd smile when she found real friendship for the first time in her life. Whoever's controlling her has stolen all these things from Labrys. Then we'll save her, no matter what it takes.
We'll save her no matter what you try.
Well, only guess if you're guessing. If you know, don't spoil.
Over here! Not enough to drive triple. Show your man's test.
Thank you. Yeah, Izanami got killed, I think.
My, she was quite easily defeated. Evidently, I didn't push her far enough. Well, she is a test unit, so this is as far as my little game goes.
Labrys has stopped moving. The only sound is the smug voice that continues to come from her. Those heartless words cause anger to boil up within me.
Why are you toying with people's emotions like this? Labrys isn't a tool. If you want to fight, then come out and fight!
You're quite passionate. You, Narukami, was it?
This person, whoever he is, knows about me? Then, maybe it's not a coincidence we were all dragged into this.
Labrys' shadow was only the mastermind of the tournament. I see now. You're the true culprit behind the whole thing.
Indeed. It was I who stole Labrys away. Since I don't have a persona and can't enter a TV, I needed a puppet that could run amok for me. Labrys' persona was only partially awakened, so I had a feeling her shadow would appear if she underwent a little suffering. You got the better of me this time. You deserve to know at least that much.
Enough is enough. I've never been so irritated knowing I can't do anything to whoever's controlling Labrys.
This time. So your scheme hasn't ended.
Well then, everyone, until we meet again.
The communication cuts off abruptly without answering me. Labrys immediately slumps to her knees. Before I can even begin to move, Aiga-san's already at Labrys' side to support her. Aiga-san looks at me and nods, confirming Labrys is alright. Maybe I've been slipping with my voice. I'm confused. Thank goodness. Labrys is okay. I feel a little bit of my strength drain away from me. Still, the sword in my hand feels awfully heavy. Mitsuru-san speaks up from behind me.
It seems whoever our adversary is, they're connected to us. I advise you not to get involved in this matter any further. From here on, you should leave this to us.
What? Wait a second. We went through this whole big thing and that's it?
She's right. There's no way in hell we're backing out of this now.
I understand how you feel, but this is too dangerous for you. We will do our best to ensure that no harm comes to you. Trust in us and let us work.
My friends bristle at Mitsuru-san's proposal. After all, we've come this far, and we already know about the dangers. There's so much I want to say, but I can understand why they want to stay away.
Guys, I think we can trust Mitsuru-san. We should let them handle this.
My friends respond with looks of shock. Of course they don't agree, but now's not the time to complicate matters. One of them should understand why I'm backing down so easily. Oh, jeez. Who would understand why? I don't understand why he's backing down so easily. But Yosuke is his, partner. I stare directly at Yosuke's eyes for a moment, hoping that he understands my intention here. Come on, Yosuke, back me up.
Yeah. We're all tired, so let's just get the heck out of here.
Smooth, Yosuke. Oh well. I sneak a glance toward Mitsuru and the others to see if they picked up on this, but none of them appears to have noticed. Maybe they're just pretending not to notice. Well, in any case, it means we've been let go for now. Sigh with relief before urging everyone to exit the TV. When I return to the real world, exhausted from the events of the day catch up with me. I'm more tired than I expected. Then again, I've been fighting all this time. It can't be helped. Everyone else seems tired too, so we decided to go our separate ways for the day. Still, everyone's safe. Labrys included. Still, it'll still be a while before this case is completely closed, but I think we can assume the disturbance has been settled for now. I worry about the mastermind taking control of Labrys, but I need to rest for now. When I get back home, Nanako greets me with a bright smile. The moment I see that, the exhaustion of the day just hits me along with a profound sense of relief. I can't help but keep from staggering. Nanako and my uncle were worried a bit by that. It doesn't bother me at all. There was something I wanted to do in my room, but I haven't even been in the room for an hour when my awareness welts into the darkness. I wake up, look at my phone ring. According to the call, we were supposed to meet up at the old Circus shopping district with closed crossroads in front of the gas station? When I arrived, the other member of the investigation team had already shown up. Surprisingly, the one who called us was Labrys. She wanted us to come so she could say our farewells to us.
Woo! Is that it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it.
Oh man, It's so long. What the heck kind of car is that? How does it even turn corners?
Long limousine drives up with surprising speed, so long that I can't believe it was able to handle the country roads of Inaba. I don't think I'll ever see another automobile like this in my life. The limo slows to a stop and smoothly parks beside us. Mitsuru-san climbs out of the back seat and nods to us. Labrys and Akihiko-san in the back
You're
seat
looking
as well.
good, Labrys.
Sorry I made you come here all of a sudden, but there was something I really wanted to tell you guys.
When I look at her, Labrys smiles and looks embarrassed. She takes a moment to look around at all of us.
I decided to work with Mitsuru-san. I want to catch the darn culprit. Not only that, but, you know how you guys had my back during this whole mess? Yeah. This time, I want to get yours.
You go and do that.
I can't help but smile with true conviction and trust in her words. Labrys has faced her weaknesses and accepted it. She's about to begin walking toward the goal that she found on her own. That's why I don't see any reason to stop her. I'll be sad to see her go, but this decision is one Labrys made for herself.
This definitely ain't the last you've seen of me. When I come back, we'll hang out some, okay? I'll be waiting, and so will everyone else.
Come back soon.
To lose such a rare beauty again, it's so tragic.
That's what you're sad about?
Everyone has their own response to Labrys' news. But one thing's for sure, we'll be waiting for her. There's no lie behind that sentiment. After all, she's our friend. Mitsuru tells Labrys that it's time, and they get back in the limo. Labrys looks at me right in the eye. She seems as if she might cry any second, but she's resolved not to.
You guys are the best. I'm glad it was you who were there when I woke up. Well, see ya!
Man and machine. I wonder if there's truly a difference between them anymore. The thought comes to me as we wave our final goodbyes to Labrys. Then it demonstrates impressive agility as it speeds off down the narrow rural roads.
Aw, she's really gone. Seriously. Wish she could have stayed a little longer.
I would have liked that myself, but they have their own tasks that must be done.
Yosuke and I share a glance after notice it says that. Their own tasks, huh? It's not just theirs. We smile at each other. Ever since I answered Mitsuru-san's proposal inside the TV, I've had my mind made up. Yosuke and I already knows how I think. But then again, this conversation wasn't very long ago. It's only been this morning. I don't know how she found out my number, but after Labrys' phone call earlier, decided to cook breakfast for Nanako and my uncle. Nanako hears me making noise in the kitchen and stands next to me excited.
I'll help too!
Panic for a moment when Nanako reaches for other cutting board and knife, and considers stopping her.
If you're gonna use the knife, be careful, okay? Make sure you don't cut yourself.
Uh-huh. I'm always careful when I cook with you.
Nanako picks up a cucumber from the counter and begins slicing it diagonally. Her skills are quite clumsy and unsteady, but all I do is caution her about how to hold the knife and watch her work without intervening. She doesn't have to become a master all at once. All it takes is constant progress, little by little. Same can be said for me, anybody. Even though things may hurt us and we may want to give up, we just have to keep trying, as many times as it takes, until we see our goals through. Instead of nothing changes, I wish to see everything changed, along with myself.
Oops, sorry, Nanako. Could you put the knife down for a second?
Okay.
I'm sure Nanako puts the knife down before I answer my phone. I didn't have to look at the screen to know who was calling.
Hello? Is this Yosuke?
Like you don't know. Listen, about yesterday.
I thought this was coming.
Yosuke rushes on as if irritated that I have to put this conversation over the phone, but I managed to get him calmed down. It's funny that we're getting so excited about this, but I'm glad he manages to wait the whole night.
Yosuke, do you remember the Moonlight Bridge? The one from our class trip?
Whoa, really?
Yeah, sure. I used to be a city boy too, remember? Hey, were you checking out the Kitty Joe group online?
Receptive to the hallways. Now that's my partner. When I went back to my room last night, I spent as much time as I could searching for information on the Kitty Joe group online before I fell asleep. Of course, there wasn't anything about the organization involving Labrys or Aiga-san, but I did find is a little better than nothing. Yosuke asked me if I plan to go back to on my word to Mitsuru-san and the others. I did say we ought to trust them to solve the mystery. Well, I never said we should let them do it alone. After all, the person behind everything may be after us. On top of that, they were using others in
Can't back
horrific
down
ways.
from this, right?
Now you're talking, partner.
Yosuke and I continue to talk. We know that we have to get closer and closer to a battle with an enemy we haven't even seen yet. There's only one thought on my mind. No matter what kinds of hardship await us in our path, we'll continue to fight on. As long as we have friends that will walk the path alongside us. Nanako watches me talk on my cell phone and smiles.
You seem excited, big bro.
I smile back at her innocent face before making a confident
The
declaration.
investigation team is back in action.